When I was in college, I had a conversation about divorce and remarriage, among other things, with an acquaintance. His father, a Roman Catholic, was divorced and remarried. And as we all know, Roman Catholics can find any reason to get divorced and remarried and call it a different name. And I had told him that his second marriage was adultery. I had a pocket Bible on me, and I was showing him, I think it was 1 Corinthians 7. And he grabbed it out of my hand. He goes, ugh, he grabbed it out. I mean, he was mad. And he started saying, he said, "You're being brainwashed with this stuff." And another friend of mine named Mark, he was in the room, and he says, "Yeah, that's the goal of the Christian. We want to be brainwashed with this." And I think that he's stating it provocatively, but it's true. The essence of that statement is true. As Christians, we desire to have the Word of God teach us, to instruct us, to form us into who we are and who we're created to be. Hallelujah. St. Paul puts it this way: "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, His good, pleasing, and perfect will." We want God to teach us. We don't want the world to teach us. And the reality is that everyone is being brainwashed. Or to put it differently, everyone is having their mind conformed to some God. Everyone is having their appetites and their affections and their thoughts and their desires and their loves molded and formed and shaped by something. It's just a difference of how aware of it you are or not. The world labors to form your mind to what is not pleasing to God. The world seeks to persuade you of things that are not true. The world seeks to make you your own God and to serve yourself and your own selfish desires. And by doing so, you're actually serving Satan. You're serving the devil. But the Christian renounces the world. The old baptismal rites, we renounce the flesh, the world, and the devil. And we turn away from those things. And the Christian, he says, we want to know what is true, what is good, and what is beautiful. We want to live as people of truth and goodness and beauty. The world is groping in darkness, and they're miserable, and they're depressed, and they're confused, and they're all on drugs, and they're empty and sad. They're unhappy. They're irrational. And they have the audacity to think they can teach us something. They have the audacity to say, "You are brainwashed." The Christian, on the other hand, is joyful, loving, sober-minded, and rational, and sacrificial, and filled with the Spirit of the true God. Our minds belong to Christ, and so we put on the mind of Christ. The unbelieving mind belongs to Satan, and they think like their master. They are blind, they are groping in darkness, and at the same time, they think they are free and enlightened. They've deluded themselves into thinking this, but they are not. They are fools because they follow the way of death. We follow the way of life, and we renounce the brainwashing of the world. And to the extent we conform to the world, to the patterns of the world, we allow our brain to be washed in the refuse of demons. The demonic will use your mind as their own personal latrine. Your mind will become a sewer if that's what you choose to do. But it's not so for the Christian. The Christian's mind is cleansed of those things and brought to greater understanding of the reality and the deep things of God. So when the world says that you're being brainwashed for thinking like Christ, they say, "You're brainwashed." You can say, "Yes, indeed I am. My brain is washed in the blood of the Lamb." Amen. This reminds us of our own need to confess.